It's finally happened. After 236 chapters of JJK, Gojo Satoru is finally dead. And he needs to stay that way. I know what you guys are probably saying. What are you talking about? Gojo needs to come back right now, and everyone's having their opinions and going a complete balls, just going around like Gojo's gonna be back very soon. He's not dead completely. He'll be returning and things like that. But in my opinion, he needs to stay dead. Gojo needs to stay dead for the main reason of it is finally time. His story and his entire character arc through this entire time has been leading up to this exact moment. After this long fight with Sukuna, he finally needs to rest. He finally needs to get out of the story so we could actually move on. Gojo in the story has been along way too long, has been in here way too long. His entire presence in JJK at this point is more of a hindrance than anything else. He's too strong. We only had two options: nerf him or get him the hell out of JJK. And they chose my actual favorite option that would have been possible for this. They chose to just get him out of this automatically. And they did it in the funniest way possible. If you guys obviously don't know so far, yeah, he's gone. He's been literally yeeted in half. There ain't no coming back from this, in my opinion. And most of the time, and most likely, he's not even returning again. But the thing is, I actually like how they did it. The way that they've done it and the funny reactions that I've been seeing everybody give for this has honestly just been a delight to see, in all honesty. Gojo is one of those characters that, yes, he is an amazing character outright, and he is just one of those characters that you have to envision being a contender for staying in the story the longest, but he was just too damn strong. Compared to everybody else in his own anime, he was always going to be the person taking up the spotlight. He was always going to be the person taking up the entirety of all things and all big missions and everything else like that. He was always going to be the person right there, the top dog. And even though, since he's not the main character, he kind of has been just taking too much attention in every other thing straight out. And let's not be even completely laughing right now about everything that's been going on with just the actual specific parts about like what's been going on Twitter with like Gege and everything else like that, and just really be talking about what I think this actually has to do for the actual JJK storyline entirely. I think it's finally time that we're actually going to be seeing a lot more character growth and things like that now that Gojo's gone. He was the strongest. He was the person always dominating everything else, and now that he's not going to be here, that just leaves the roads open for new people to actively finally start taking control. New people to finally start coming in, and like Yuji, Yuta, and everybody else to finally start coming in and taking real control of the story. Finally actively showing their main character potential and actively being brought out instead of just being sidelined for no reason half the time. But besides that, the chapter really did start off in the best way possible. It starts off in what we're assuming is the afterlife, with Gojo and Geto basically being in some kind of like airport station-ish thing, where Gojo's just really completely pissed off. He's not even pissed off that he's died. He's more of an annoyed that somebody else is there, because he was just talking about like how he always told his students that when you die, you're alone. And the fact that he's seeing somebody and ends up seeing other people, he's just like, that's just so annoying. Like, he's just asking like, is this a dream? Like, is this a dream or is this the actual afterlife? And Geto's just like, does it really matter? And Gojo's really just saying, yeah, it matters to me and everything else like that. And it's just really showing us that Gojo's not even mad about him dying, because like even Geto ends up asking him like, how was the King of Curses, like how was Sukuna and everything else like that, and Gojo's saying like he was extremely strong, acknowledging, yeah, obviously Sukuna was extremely strong, which this is gonna obviously be extreme hilariousness for all of the Fraud Kuna debates and Fraud Kuna talks and everything else like that, because I don't think you can be making those anymore. But it's just going to be really hilarious from going on now to see exactly what they do with this story. Because obviously Gege's been having his fun with this on Twitter, getting people to think that, oh yeah, Gojo could be coming back with a few of the posts that he's been posting on Twitter and things like that, which is honestly hilarious because they did the biggest debate switch in existence. That last chapter they were talking about like, yeah, Gojo is getting extremely close to winning and things like that. But now we're seeing this and we're just like, bro, how did this end up happening? How did we get here? How are we now here? And we just know that Yuji and Yuta are going to be extremely tempted to just interfere in this fight that's going to continue on with at least whoever else continues it on. And we know that this is really about to get more and more hectic, more and more crazy due to the fact of how this is really about to start taking shape, how this is about to start taking real like dissonance in this actual story. Gojo has been that backbone for this entire time, and now we can finally see what the bearings show, like what this show's bearings are, without him always interfering and being there to guide everybody else there. And yes, there are those comments about, yeah, Gojo could be coming back, Gojo's gonna be returning, Gojo's gonna be doing this, that. And I'm like, yes, if that could be possible, I don't even think that it is. Yes, it could be possible, but even if he possibly could come back, it's going to be a little later on, and couldn't be anywhere soon. But either way, it's not looking like he's coming back. And if he does come back, I'll bite my own foot and just like completely take my comments back and everything else like that. But Gojo's been needing to go for an extremely long time. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh yeah, I hate Gojo and things like that, because obviously I don't, but he's just been too prominent. He's been too much of a pushing force in this story that it's been just driving this entire time. So it was really just to the point that we finally need to see what everybody else can do. The things that everybody else in this anime and everything else could actually be able to do without him there, without him interfering in this. And that's exactly what this chapter was for. I'm not trying to go into a complete full chapter breakdown and my entire opinions on this chapter, because you guys are probably going to end up reading it and coming up with your own opinions and things like that. So why would I need to be here doing that? But I'm going to actively ask y'all, do you think Gojo's coming back? Do you think that he's going to be even able to bring himself back in any kind of way? And what do you guys think is actually going to be happening with the story? Comment that down in the comment section below and just really write that all down with every opinions that you guys have. I really want to hear them, but with all of that said and done, I hope you guys did enjoy this kind of video, and I hope that you guys just enjoyed it anyways. So leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down, and just go check out my other videos, which I do be posting JJK, what ifs, and rants, and things like that. So please just check it all down, but I will see you on the next video. Peace.